The Battlefield 6 multiplayer reveal took place last week and it looks absolutely incredible, with the beta happening later this week and next week, which I will be streaming, so be sure to keep an eye out on the channel. But one of the biggest things that blew my mind with this reveal was the return of Portal to Battlefield 6. Now, I was definitely expecting Portal to make a return, but the thing that really blew my mind was the fact that we essentially have a map editor in the game, which is just absolutely insane. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. But before I do, I just want to thank Torbis, my good friend, for providing me with this Battlefield 6 gameplay. Torbis was at the multiplayer reveal event last week in London, and a link to his channel is in the description below, so please go and check him out. So what actually is Battlefield Portal? If you're unfamiliar with what it was like in Battlefield 2042, it's a part of the game that essentially allows the community to create their own modes, playlists, using content from Battlefield 1942, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, 2042 and so on. So you can play around with what weapons are used, different rule sets, different maps from these older games, and just create a bunch of weird and wacky community experiences that people can play. Now, the idea of that is amazing. It's not something that I really took any advantage of in 2042, but it is returning in Battlefield 6, which is really exciting. But what makes it even more crazy is that we can essentially create our own maps by moving, scaling, duplicating objects and whatnot. I don't know to what extent we'll be able to do this, whether we'll essentially be able to create our own maps completely. I wouldn't have thought so, because I think that would take an awful lot. But my assumption is that we'll be able to go into any of the maps currently in the game. Let's take Brooklyn, for example. And within that Brooklyn map, we'll then be able to add anything we want in theory, make it really big. I mean, this video from the Portal reveal last week shows perfectly what we'll be able to do with it. And I just think having that tool in the community's hands is such an incredible thing. Sure, okay, it means that there's going to be a lot of slop out there. There probably was some weird and wonderful things in 2042, but now that we've got map editing to an extent, we are definitely going to see a lot of rubbish out there on this Portal. But to be honest, it's just kind of one of those things of, if that's the case, just don't play it. You can very much ignore it. But if you find some good stuff, then absolutely play it. When Portal releases in Battlefield 6, I'll be testing a lot of community modes for you guys. So if I find something that's awesome, or you find something that you think I should play, then we should hopefully get quite a nice playlist of modes. On the website here, there's a mound of people with RPGs, and then you've got helicopters and jets attacking them. That is very much a classic GTA 5 online mode, and it essentially looks like we'll be able to create that in Battlefield 6, which I just really cannot wait for. I think that'll be so much fun. I think what the teams at the Battlefield Studios have done with Portal is just absolutely incredible. We see things like this in Fortnite, for example. There's the whole Unreal Engine editor for Fortnite, which means that people can create custom games themselves, import meshes and so on. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get to that extent with Battlefield Portal, but allowing the community to have this level of freedom within this world is just something that people probably never even dreamed of 10 years ago. And I think from a community engagement perspective, it's really important. And I think I read somewhere, but I honestly can't find it now, but if a mode is insanely popular, then it could actually get almost published as a full-time mode, or at least promoted, potentially on the front page for people to play with. So there's definitely some community incentive there. I cannot wait to see what you guys create. I might have a look at doing some things myself as well, but we'll just have to wait and see. I cannot wait for Battlefield 6, honestly. It's the most excited I've been for a Battlefield game in a very long time. Like I said, I'll be streaming the beta live this week and next week, so stay tuned to the channel for that. Let me know what you think of Battlefield 6 Portal in the comments as well. That is it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you out there on the battlefield.